Hello and welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. My name is Sibylle and today I'm going to talk about the question of whether you should create your future or live in the moment. If you followed me for a while, you've heard me banging on about goals and how important it is to set goals. I have my reasons for this, by the way. Studies have found out, and these were long-term studies over decades, that people who write down their goals and also review those written goals regularly are only about 2% of the population, by the way. So people who don't just think what they'd like to achieve, but write it down and regularly review it, because if you write it down once and then forget about it, that's not going to get you anywhere either. So there's 2% of people who have written goals that they review regularly. Over decades, were the ones who consistently achieved more and had higher levels of happiness and contentness and content in their life. So there is something to this. But at the same time, you might have heard me say that in order to be happy, you have to be happy in the here and now, that the current moment is the only reality you actually have. Now, by their nature, goals are future-oriented. So how does that go together? Doesn't it run a little contrary to living in the here and now? As you may have guessed, I have some thoughts on this. So like I said, by their nature, goals are future-oriented. A goal is something that you aim to achieve at some point. A well-written goal is very specific and it's also time-bound. So you do set a kind of deadline by which time you think you should achieve this or you want to achieve this. None of this is set in stone, obviously. That's why you review goals regularly. Some you will achieve earlier, some will fall by the wayside altogether, and some will the deadline will be pushed out into the future because something else has happened or come up, or you just realize that it takes more time. You see, one danger of setting goals and planning for the future is that you may spend a lot of time mentally in the future in something that hasn't happened yet, a time that isn't reality yet, because again, the only reality is the current moment. I think we've all fallen into that trap at some point. When I found love, I'll be happy. When I got my dream job, I'll be happy. Once I've got my degree, I'll be happy. Once I've moved to this and that and the other place, that's when I'll be happy. And the problem with that is not striving for these things. That's great. The problem is that you postpone your happiness to the point in time when you have achieved that goal. And when you come back to what I said, that the only reality is now, that's problematic. I don't want to sound morbid, but we're all mortal. I might be hit by a bus tomorrow, or today for that matter. If I postpone my happiness to when I have achieved some big goal, then I might die before I ever get to truly experience happiness. So the way to avoid falling into this trap is my recommendation to work on your goals, write them down and review them once every month. So you set some time aside. I usually do that on the 1st of a month, where I set some time aside to review my goals, to discard what doesn't suit me anymore, to maybe add something new, or to make modifications. So that is about an hour that I spend every month on my goals, and that's it. So I'm not spending all my time and all my thinking on the future. I'm just determining what my goals are for a very specific short amount of time. And part of this review, part of this hour is spent on determining which steps I can take right now in the present moment, today, in order to achieve those goals. So that brings you back into the moment. Not just saying, oh, I want that goal, but also what do I do today that'll bring me closer to that goal. And that's where you start in the action, because you can only take action today. You cannot take action in the future. You cannot take action yesterday. You can only take action right now. And this is what brings you back into the present moment, into the present time. Now, taking action to achieve a goal is very important, but it's only about half of it. The other half is to align yourself energetically with your goal, with whatever you wish to achieve. All right, I know this might sound a little woo, a little out there for you, but bear with me for a second, it does make sense. Because I talked about that danger of living in the future, of always planning for the future, not being happy in the moment. There are people who spend their entire lives chasing success, and they achieve incredible things, but they are never actually happy, because as soon as they achieve something or they get something, they get the car that they've been wanting, and they're happy, they're really, really happy. But that's very short-lived, because there's always the next goal that they want to go for. So they're not happy now, because they're always postponing their happiness into the future. Now, if you do this, you get used to never being happy right now. So happiness will never last, because it's in your mind, it's always in the future. So in order to counteract that, look at the goals that you've set for your future and ask yourself why you wish to achieve this goal, the why behind it. I'll give you an example. One of my goals is to have my own place, a timber house that I'll have with a bit of land in the middle of absolutely nowhere, where it's green and beautiful, and that'll be my own place. My why behind that is I'm a very light sleeper, and I need peace and quiet and basically no humans around me. I love humans, I love people, but I need to sleep somewhere where I'm on my own. So during the day is fine, but at night, basically, I need a place to retreat to. So this is one of the reasons, one of the whys behind it. And also a timber house is very energy efficient, at least the one that I have in mind. And I would like a piece of land where I can start growing food for myself. So I would like to reduce my carbon footprint. That's also one of my whys. And these things will make me happy and content. So the emotion that I wish to achieve is now isolated. I now know the emotion, the feelings that I want to achieve, the vibrations. And in order to achieve this, I need to align myself every day, and I work on that every day. I actually do that every single day, every morning. I do a mindfulness meditation, and then I set my intentions for my emotions, for how I want to feel that day. And that's always along those lines of my goal. So what you need to do is to match the vibration, or if that's more tangible for you, the emotion, the way you're going to feel, your state of mind and your level of happiness, match that to the state that you will be in once you have achieved your goal. So that's the other half. Taking action is the one half, and the other half is creating the emotion in the here and now. And this prevents you from postponing your happiness to the future. This enables you to actually be happy in the here and now, while at the same time working on achieving a future goal. Would you like to join my tribe of wild spirits? All you need to do is go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in the little form there. You'll receive a weekly email full of information and recommendations, inspiration, and special offers that are often exclusive to the people on my email list. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up. You can also Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to my website as well. I promise I will never ever spam you, nor will I ever share your details with anyone else. Thanks for watching.